Reading between the lines, I think I hear you giving, with one exception, which we can get to, fairly high marks to the current administration's education policy, meaning their focus on funding Pell, the fact that they talk about completion, the fact that they think it's worth spending tax dollars to do these things. Is that right?
Well, no one's solved the budget problem. And so you know where people's priorities are after they solve the budget problem. You know, everybody's for everything, pretty much. Okay, there's a few things that some people aren't for. But the voters are certainly schizophrenic.
Right.
You know, therefore lower taxes and all the spending.
And no deficit.
Pretty much,
right.
yeah. Just that math thing is what's screwing this
tricky.
Damn thing up. And so it's easier to say what the priorities are once you've gone through a set of trade-offs. But absolutely, the Department of Education, what they did in K through 12 and what they're looking at for higher ed and how they've spoken up for it, I think these have been 4 good years. They've been willing to challenge the status quo, which even some of their constituencies were very uncomfortable with them challenging the status quo. And I think, you know, even at the state level, this is somewhat bipartisan to say K through 12, we need a personnel system. You know, places like Colorado or Tampa and Florida, there are pilot things that I'm very excited about what's coming out of those, the learning from charter schools. So yes, in K through 12, the last 10 years, as painful as they've been, I think we're getting some good things out of that. Higher ed, our agenda, you know, we've got some focus on completion, not nearly enough, a little bit of focus now on this technology piece. But the financial equation, I find it scary that how it's pointing in one direction, which is less people going to higher ed, whereas the economic imperatives where people seem to think we want people to be employative, that points in a completely different direction. And there's no way, if you cut discretionary spending and education takes a proportional percentage of those cuts, the way some people are talking about, I'll tell you your unemployment figure, and it'll be very high, and it will be class structured in a deep way. The fact that the unemployment thing, people don't highlight how differentiated it is, I think that's been missed somewhat, and therefore you miss the role of education in it, and you miss that we are headed towards a real problem, and we haven't challenged these institutions to be better. We aren't, looking at how we do the Pell and the loan grants in the right way.
Have they done too much to crack down on for-profit? You have some positive things to say about for-profit, and this administration has been pretty